Take your hand out of your pocket. Presenter ready?
Yes.
Please begin.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm here to make an official statement by Ashland Oil. I'm John Hall, that's H-A-L-L, the CEO of Ashland Oil. We would like to thank you for being in this press conference. My team and I have been keeping track of the incident that unfolded few feet away from here. Now let me take this opportunity to put a bit of history here. On 2nd of January, at 5 p.m., a 4 million gallon diesel storage tank at the Floref terminal collapsed. This led to releasing 3.9 million gallons of diesel. The containment dikes were able to contain 3 million of it. Following this incident, an Ashland personnel immediately shut off all the pumps and called the NRA, that is the National Response Agency. Within 2 hours, US Coast Guards and the US Environment Protection Agency, that is the EPA, were notified immediately about this incident. Later that evening, it was discovered that the spilled oil had crossed the Ashland property onto Highway 837, as well as flowed onto the adjoining property at the Duquesne Light Company through the open sewer. This carried around 700,000 gallons of oil into the Monongahela River. Around 9 p.m., cleanup efforts began with the Coast Guard and the hazardous materials expert stretched booms, air-filled fire hoses across the river to contain and absorb the oil. To ensure these ribbons of emulsified oil does not continue to mix with water and ice, the Coast Guards closed the river traffic on the Monongahela River. However, few hours later, on Saturday night, we had to shut down operations due to sub-zero temperatures. These measures were taken as a precaution to ensure that the Coast Guards remain safe at all times. By 11 p.m., Ashland employees living near Pittsburgh had set up a command post at the spill site to delegate action and organize activities. Our employees at the command post have been at the front line since the beginning of the incident. Now, of course, at this point, I'm certain that some of the members of the press might have questions about the cause of the event and the reasons behind the collapse. The storage tanks that were used for the company followed proper procedures for quality control and testing. The tank was constructed in 1986 and had been tested before it was filled. It had been rebuilt from a 40-year-old steel which was moved from a tank from Cleveland terminal. I'm no expert in this subject matter, but I can assure you one thing: this is the industry practice. When it comes to testing phase of the tank, the company had used an alternative method to test the strength of the tank. Oil was sprayed on the wells inside the tank, and then vacuum suction was applied to check for any leakages. Additionally, the tank had been filled with 3 feet of water to settle the foundation. Therefore, the execution and testing phase of the construction was not compromised. Ashland Oil has been in this industry since 64 years, and we are committed with our goal of delivering natural resources through sustainable practices. Ashland Oil have not and will not compromise in safety operating procedures and inspection. Ashland Oil is committed to ensuring we keep the oil off the water. We are deploying all our resources to ensure we can end this as soon as possible and restore the life of the communities around the river. We continue to fight this battle on 3 fronts: restore the quality of water supply, accelerate water cleanup, and minimize the impact on the community. In order to ensure the water does not get contaminated further, our efforts to restore quality, we have cleared the water from the dikes, and therefore the groundwater is not contaminated. To prevent a threat to the water supply of Greater Pittsburgh area, we have placed a temporary pipe to be laid across the affected area to secure fresh water from the Allegheny River. Now, given the fact that there are still ribbons of oil floating around in the river, in our effort to clean up the water, Ashland Oil, along with several other organizations, whether they are national, regional, or local, are continuously working relentlessly to absorb all the oil from the river. Now, over the course of this collapse, we are also aware that this incident has caused great inconvenience to the community of Pittsburgh. And we are deeply saddened. We are determined to minimize the impact on the local communities. I see an incredible amount of frustration in the local community, and I share that. This is not something that I want to see either. And Ashland Oil will do everything in its power to ensure that we resolve the effects as fast as we can. We want to ensure that we will continue to deploy our resources and work alongside authorities to restore the life back to normal. However, until then, I would like to urge the communities that have been affected to be patient and calm and trust us in our collaborative effort with the government agencies. We are here for the long haul. Before I take on any questions, I would like to sincerely thank all the public and the private government agencies, along with the volunteers who have been at the front line and have collaborated with us during this entire effort. We are resolute in our effort to solve this, and we will not take a day off until we have cleaned the river. Thank you. Question? Yes, please.
Padma Said, Wall Street Journal. So, according to our information, it seemed that you didn't have a proper document that stated that there was a license for the tank.
So there has been much debate, thank you Fatma for the question, there has been much debate about the documents that have been, that need for the permit. However, to our best understanding, we have done an alternative testing, so we are particularly very certain of the quality of the tank that was in place. Further investigation is being done internally, and we are auditing the trail itself to understand where the permit lies, but to best of our knowledge, the tank itself met all the inspection standards that it was supposed to.
Marvin Moore from New York Times. Has Ashland Oil considered the future litigations and lawsuit charges that might be applicable to your company, and have you considered what implications it might have financially and on other resources?
Thank you, Amal, for the question. There have been, quite rightfully, we understand the concern the community has, and at this moment, we are working with the response and the crisis team to really resolve the problem of the oil that is flowing around in the river. So our effort right now lies strongly to resolve that. We will take these litigations as they come, but right now we are heavily focusing on the response. And we urge the community of Pittsburgh to trust us. We are here for the long haul, and we will ensure that we do our best and we deploy all our resources to restore. Yes.
Omar Anati from Pittsburgh Press. Building up on Hamad's question, we know that Ashland's reputation has been damaged a little bit after the accident, or probably even more than a little bit. So how can you rebuild this reputation, given that lawsuits will be coming your way?
Thank you, Omar, for the question. Ashland Oil has been sincerely dedicating inspection and quality control throughout its history, which is why this was the first incident to be ever recorded in our history of 64 years being in the oil industry. And given the fact that oil industry relies heavily on dealing with chemicals, I think that's a very stellar track record to have in our company. We are doing our best in order to ensure that we restore and protect the ecology that's surrounding the Pittsburgh area. And we will take the lawsuits as they come, but right now we just want to heavily focus on ensuring people out there are safe, the people who are working in the community who are helping us resolve this are safe, the communities get back on track as fast as they can. We are deeply very saddened by this, and this is, as I said before, this is not something that we wanted. but we will do everything in our power to ensure that we are able to resolve this problem. Thank you for those questions. Ashland Oil will leave no stones unturned. We urge the community of Pittsburgh to be calm and patient. The problem has to be tackled from different fronts and requires collaboration. The communities at frontline, agencies, national response teams, it's been a real effort. We appreciate everyone's attention to this. We will continue our response efforts to collaborate with other stakeholders and protect the environment. Following this, we will have another press conference after 3 days from the company headquarters, where the group's Director of Environmental Affairs, M.J. Duffy, will make a statement. Thank you.
Thank you very much.